Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the film Skinamarink. I think that's how you pronounce it. So it's a 2023.
In this house. In this house. In this house.
Movie, directed by a guy named Kyle Edward Ball. Now he's done several short films on his YouTube channel, and one called Heck, which is kind of a funny name. But the movie Skinamarink is based off the short film Heck. So if you guys want to see what Skinamarink's based on, go check it out on YouTube. It's awesome. It's creepy. It raised the hairs on my arms. It really spooked me to the point where I was looking over my shoulder the entire night, to the point where I didn't even really want to go to sleep. And I recall, after watching the short film, I stayed up for like 4 or 5 hours past when I was planning on going to bed because I kept seeing shit in the corner of the room. And it spooked me. The movie freaked me out. I'm not afraid to admit it. Kyle Edward Ball just knows how to create unsettling atmospheres. And people don't seem to understand, or if they do understand that that's what he's going for, they don't seem to appreciate it. Because I've seen a lot of people say that this movie sucks because it's just shots of walls and ceilings and floors and TV screens that are playing cartoons and stuff. And I mean, not entirely wrong. That's exactly what's being shown on screen. You're just seeing like very minimal shots, and that's what makes this movie so creepy, in my opinion, is because it goes with the less is more approach. You don't really see everything that's going on. You hear it, and you can just feel the overwhelming tension that these kids are in this house where these doors and windows have just disappeared. Their parents are gone. Everything's just gone. They're there in this house by themselves, and there's something there. Something there that's not exactly normal or natural. And that's what's creepy to me, because it's like, it's not just like, I don't know, it doesn't really feel like a horror movie. It feels like I'm experiencing some kid's nightmare, and that's what makes it so fucking scary. It doesn't have very many jump scares. There is a couple of times where it gets you. It's like a loud noise, like bang, or, you know, just static noise that's super loud out of nowhere. And it makes you jump. It makes you jump, but basically what I'm saying is there's no, like, visual jump scares. Like, there's not a monster that's just jumping out at you every 10 seconds to get you to jump out of your fucking seat. There's none of that. It's just occasional, like, noise jump scare, basically. But this film really freaked me out. It again, just like with Heck, it raised the hairs on my neck and on my arms. It just spooked the hell out of me. It made me uncomfortable. And I can't really say the film itself is scary, but if you have a fear of, like, liminal spaces, you know, like, basically what liminal is like the back rooms. You have this room that seems endless and it's just isolated from everything. There's no way out. There seems to be no escape from it. You're just trapped in this endless hell, basically. That's what this house reminds me of, because the doors and windows have disappeared. There's no way for these kids to escape. They're trapped in this house, and that, to me, is terrifying alone. Imagine being, like, a little kid. You wake up, your parents are gone, all the windows and forms of escape are gone, and there's something in the house that's tormenting you. That's fucking terrifying. No matter which way you want to slice this cake, bottom line, the plot itself is fucking terrifying. So whether you agree with the way that it was handled was terrifying, the plot itself is fucking scary as shit. I don't care who you are, that's terrifying to anybody. The way that it's handled, in my opinion, is fantastic. I love that they didn't, like, focus on the kids. Like, you never really see the kids' faces very much. I think there's one time or two times where you see the kid's face, and that's about it. And in my opinion, that's what makes this film so creepy, is, like, again, minimal. You know, it's kind of like the less is more effect, or like, you know how in Halloween, the original Halloween, where they went with the less is more effect, where they didn't show a bunch of stuff, they didn't tell you a bunch of stuff, they just kind of handed you the basics, and that was it. Skinamarink kind of goes for the basics, again, just like with Halloween, where they show, like, walls and stuff, but in the background you could hear voices and the kids talking amongst themselves and the cartoons and these creepy noises, the thing or whatever's in the house making noises, communicating, tormenting these children, the static sounds that just drill into your head like a power tool. And it just, there's so many disturbing things about this film, and I think that the eerie old cartoons kind of plays into that. The static feel plays into it. It feels like a exploitation film from like the 70s or 80s, or like somebody just grabbed a VHS camcorder or something and just started filming and filmed this nightmarish experience. It's almost like somebody, like, took a camera into their nightmare. That's what this film reminds me of. And that's fucking terrifying. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I think it's one of the scariest films, honestly, I've ever seen. I know people are going to laugh at that because this film's gotten a lot of hate for being super minimal, like showing a shot of a ceiling or carpet or whatever, but it's been the only film that truly freaked me out and scared me to the extent that it did. I mean, I've never really had a movie that made me afraid to sleep, and this movie did that. So by default, I have to call this the scariest film I've ever seen in my entire life. And like I said, laugh all you want. It's not going to scare everybody. It's not going to creep everybody out. It's not one of those films. People are going to have their own separate reactions to this. That's why there's a lot of people that have hated it, and there's also a lot of people who say it's one of the creepiest damn things they've ever seen, like me. I have a big fear of liminal spaces where it's like I said, you feel trapped and isolated. To me, that's just one of the scariest things you could ever have experience. You know, I mean, imagine being locked in a room with no escape from it. I mean, that's just terrifying. Like somebody, you get knocked out or something, right? You wake up, you're in a padded room with no way out. The doors are gone. It's just you in a padded room. That's scary as hell, dude. I mean, I don't even ever want to imagine being in a situation like that. It scares the hell out of me. So that's why this film works as good as it does. And that's why I have a big fear of the back rooms, because the back rooms scare me for that exact reason. But yeah, that's my opinion on Skinamarink. I really enjoyed it. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just saying how I think it's pronounced. So yeah. What do I give it out of 10? I'm going to have to go ahead and give Skinamarink a 10 out of 10. Scariest damn film I've ever seen, so it's got to get a 10 out of 10. I hope to see more from Kyle Edward Ball. Based on the fact that this movie made like $2 million at the box office, I think we're going to be seeing more from Kyle Edward Ball, whether it be on YouTube and more short films or more films that are going to theaters or Shudder. It's definitely been a huge hit. It's been all over the social medias, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's been everywhere, so I'm sure that Shudder's probably talking to Kyle right now, being like, yo, dude, we got to get you to do another movie. How about Skinamarink Part 2? How about Skinamarink Part 3, 4, 5, 6? You know, I'm sure they're going through the discussions right now, and if they're not, they're going to be, because that's just what happens when you have a profitable film, and whenever you have a film that's garnered this much attention. So that's my opinion. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you've seen Skinamarink down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.